Welcome to the Rack Room Podcast.
Yeah.
This is episode 112.
Yes, sir.
And this is going to be one of our Dream Chasers episodes.
Absolutely.
And we got a special guest in the building. I'm going to introduce everybody, but I go by E1. I'm your host. We got Trey Philando in the building.
That's the rumor.
We got Miss Danya in the building.
First lady on the mic.
And it's Trey, who is our special guest today.
Man, look, first of all, we have a fantastic guest with us today. I'm a stop me if because I'm probably gonna go for like 5 minutes. we have an actor, producer, director, playwright, multiple business owner. This man, he has a conglomerate. He owns a roofing company. Then you see him on Fox 5 with his whole family performing. Then you see him on a reality show, and then he's like, oh, 2025, I'm about to start. Bro, he about to open up a casino. He got a casino coming. I'm like, yo, this guy is amazing.
And you have a podcast too, right?
And he has two. Yeah. He had 2 podcasts concurrently. Right? He got the Friends Who Smash.
Yeah.
Right?
The other one is the Wife's Podcast.
The other one is the Wife's Podcast. We definitely gonna get into that.
Yeah.
So listen, thank you so much, Black Bull, man, for coming on the show and taking time out, bro. We definitely appreciate you, bro.
We definitely appreciate you, man. And with this part, we always start off with a little bit of sports.
Okay.
And so I'm gonna ask you. No, I don't have to ask you.
Okay.
Are you home team or you?
I'm home team.
And that's all period.
Okay,
that's all period.
Wizards, Commanders, any sport team that's from here. If we got a badminton team, I'm down.
And that's how I feel, because I think to myself, it's a lot of Cowboys fans, and it's a lot of people that never been to Dallas.
Fans. I kind of don't. So with some of them, I understand, because a lot of us, like my daughter, for instance, my daughter's going to be a Commanders fan, but because her father's a Commanders fan, she knows songs and everything.
That's it.
But it's people who have been Dallas Cowboy, their fathers, you know what I'm saying, has been Cowboys fans since they was born.
Yeah.
So you following that footstep.
You do.
You know what I'm saying? And from my understanding, our team hasn't been the most history shows that they haven't been the most acceptable to black people. So if we were back in the day, you know what I'm saying, we would have probably been everything but a Redskin fan, considering,
when you know the history.
The
racial So I'm gonna ask you this: how do you feel about team hopping? So let's just say this: let's say a person started out Redskin fan. And then through the years, the team that we haven't been successful. We have had spurts of success, but not too much in the last 30 years.
Right.
And then the person decides to hop to another NFC East team.
Wow. The same division.
That's John West. That's why I say that's why. But my sister, she's a team hopper. Yeah, but she hops on teams according to the coaches. Yeah, that's what she do. She search for black coaches. That's married to black women. So if it's a black coach and he married to a white woman, she
That's very smart.
Well, I'll let that rock out. Now we do have a Chicago Bears fan.
So about that. So
I mean,
Mr. Black,
he miserable right now. So let him be.
So Mr. Black.
Yes.
Don't you think that Hail Mary game shouldn't have counted for y'all?
What?
Don't you feel that Caleb is him? Caleb has been playing fantastic without a coach. They fired 2 coaches in 3 weeks. The boy's still a rookie. He's still putting numbers up.
Let me say this: I'm home team to the core. Caleb is from here, so I'm rooting for the young man.
My
you know
man.
what I'm saying? I want
like
him
that
to do
answer.
well. I want him to, shock a lot. He's doing his thing. But I'm sorry. The second pick is.
Wouldn't you say he's better than Jaden?
No.
That's what I was
You wouldn't say. If you wasn't a Chicago Bears fan, you wouldn't say it.
No, I mean I would say it because his skill set.
No,
his skill set is fantastic.
Yeah, get out of here.
He's going to win multiple Super Bowls.
You sounded like you were a fan of the Chicago Bears.
You watch.
And I
I'll show you my
understand that.
tattoo if I ain't have my hoodie.
You got a tattoo?
I absolutely do.
Damn, dog. When they drafted,
That's sad.
we went to a draft party.
Yeah.
And him and his man, when they drafted Caleb Williams, I got the film, but I made a mistake and deleted. They hugged, they embraced.
Bro, we was going crazy in Buffalo Wild Wings.
Let me ask you a question. A serious question. Like, because I when I talk sports, I love to like talk to people that although you're a fan, you can be real about it.
Absolutely.
You honestly think that Caleb is better than Jaden?
I honestly think that they both are going to be great in their systems. Now, your organization is way smarter because you guys hired the coaches that we were too stupid to hire to work with Caleb.
Okay.
So I definitely am rooting for you guys to do good. I really do like Jaden Daniels. I think he's awesome. So, but I also think that Caleb is going to be, if not just as good, better.
Okay, so but right now you're saying from what you just said, you're saying that Jaden is better than him.
No, he's saying it without saying it.
You said look. If you go back, you said he's going to be better. No, you said he's going to be. Listen, this is what you said. You said he's going to be as good, if not better. If we break down your context, that you're saying that he's not as good right now.
I'm not on your therapy couch right now. So the point I'm making is that my man is in a better situation. So Jaden is balling. He's confident. I love how his OC is catering to him. That's great. If Caleb gets the same situation, Caleb won't take off.
I think Caleb got the same situation.
I think both of them are going to be great. I think both of them are going to be competing against each other for a very long time. And it's going to be a conversation about who's the best for years to come. I'm excited about that.
So we're going to have a part 2 to this.
One is on my team, one is from this area. So I'm rooting for both of them.
There you go.
Now we had a bye week. Which is cool. Who we play next? Saints. Okay. That's gonna be a challenge. Who y'all got next?
Nah, their quarterback down, and we got Latimer coming in.
True, and we play
this Latimer first game, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna say what I like. We don't play down to our competition. Like you know how like the years where it would be the teams we supposed to beat. Right?
I remember that.
We don't. That doesn't really happen. It hasn't been happening this year. So I'm hoping that we can continue that.
Good coaching, bro.
I'm happy about that. Right. So that's all we're gonna really cover for the sports, cause I'm home team Wizards, and right now it's like
we terrible. If I'm not mistaken, they lost like 12 to 13 in a row or something like that before.
Like they set records.
The city is known for setting records.
Yeah.
Either way, it's gonna be a record.
We are known for setting records
for sure.
So that's what that is. But I want to get into your story, man. Okay. And I want to kind of start from the beginning. The first thing I'm gonna ask just where are you actually from?
So I'm a real DMV guy, and you know how people be trying to make you pick. Like if you from the city, you like you a Maryland dude, whatever. I'm a real DMV dude, meaning that my father. His side of the family, my father's side of the family was Southeast, like their whole life.
All day?
My mother's side of the family was Virginia, like Glebe Road, Arlington, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Green Valley. So when I was born, we lived in DC, in Southeast on M Street, until I was like 6 years old. I was born in Washington Hospital. My mother and father separated, and so then my mother moved us to Prince George's County. So I lived in Forestville, Suitland, Capitol Heights.
Oh yeah,
like I stayed. I stayed Temple Hills. Like I stayed in all that entire area. But my family was still in Southeast. My father's side, so I would go over there for Thanksgiving, summer breaks. You know what I'm saying? Then I also would go to church every Sunday in Virginia, Glebe Road. You know, Macedonia Baptist Church. So. You know, when I say I'm a real DMV dude, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like,
True.
You know, I was born in DC, but I've been running through Maryland, DC, and Virginia my whole life.
I got you.
Yeah.
And then with music wise, right? So sometimes people get into music because they just like music. And other times it's because you might have family members that was in the music. You know, like sometimes you grow up and your mother make you play the piano, but you don't really want to do it and stuff like that. When it comes to your musical background, like, was that the first thing you went into? Was it music first? Was you an artist first in terms of drawing? Like, what? How did
It's funny. My background, my music career started similar to that. I had a cousin, my cousin Kevin Crutchfield. He passed away, unfortunately, but he was a musician. He used to play the keyboard. He was a rapper before, you know, this rap thing really blew up. And he knew that I could sing. And so he would make me sing. Like, he would, you know, in front of the family, he would play songs and make me sing. And I was shy. I didn't really want to do it. But he made me just always step into it. And so I got to a point where I was comfortable with singing. And then I had an uncle who was a keyboardist for Macedonia Baptist Church, but he also was a keyboard for like this choir. It was called the Images of Unity. And so my mother knew that I could sing, but knew that I wasn't going to do no choir or nothing like that. So she wanted me to be in a play, quote unquote. It was supposed to be a play at the church. So I'm at my grandmother's house. She say, "Look, go down there. I want you. You know what I'm saying? Try out for the play." Kenny, that was my uncle. Kenny, he's waiting for you. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I go down there and I open the door, and everybody's in the choir lost, and you know what I'm saying? They singing. So you know, in the church, if everybody's in the choir log and there's nobody in the congregation and it's late or whatever, when you open the doors, you get everybody sees you. So look, I open the door and then I look at everybody and I'm like, oh. And so I turn around. I start turning. He was like, hey, come on.
Too late.
To the front.
Too late.
And so, you know what I'm saying? He had me start singing with him. And the first day that I was there, he was like, okay, I need a lead for this song. Boo, come up and do this. And so he brought me up to do it, and nobody knew me. Nobody knew I could sing like that or whatever. And so I started singing, and all of the girls was like, "Ooh!"
That was
and after that, I was like, "I can sing."
What song was it?
I can't remember. I want to say it's the Bride and Groom, or I can't remember the name of the song because it was so long ago. You know what I'm saying? And so I started singing with them. The Images of Unity. We started traveling. It was an NAACP choir. So it was dope. But I tell you another experience is that I thought I was the man in the choir. You know, kept singing and everything. All the girls.
You was a David Ruffin.
I was excited. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It was because it was a big choir. We was traveling and all of that, right? So we had a rehearsal and a new dude came in and you know they asked him to sing the lead. Man, this dude crushed it.
How did that make you feel?
I felt so small. You know what I'm saying? And then a couple of weeks later he quit. That dude was Tank. That dude was Tank.
Wow.
That dude was Tank. I was so happy he quit.
Damn, about how old you think y'all were at that time?
I don't even think I was in high school. You know what I'm saying? I was probably in middle school or something. So when you think of that, you like 13, 14,
that's
12.
crazy.
Yeah.
Now, did you develop, was it like a love for it though? Was it, so you know how like sometimes we do stuff for it's more hobby based? Or did it become like a dream for you, or was it like, you know, I sing, it's cool, but I'm not into it like that. It's just something I do.
You know, when he read off the resume and all of the things that I've done, and all of the things that I'm doing, this is similar where I've been blessed with certain talents, and it hasn't been anything that I've really put a whole bunch of work into, if that makes sense. Like if I would have put a whole bunch of work into singing, I would be, you know, I would be a national singer right now.
Right,
I played basketball. I made it all the way to college. If I would have put all of my energy into that, I would have been, you know what I'm saying, a professional hooper somewhere. I played football, was the quarterback. Like all of these things I was naturally good at, but I never really honed in on one thing and just stuck to it.
I got you.
And that seems to be my life. You know what I'm saying? To be completely honest with you. And I don't know, you know, it's a gift and it's a curse. Because I feel like I do so much. However, you know, I do so much.
Yeah, true.
And it's natural to you. It's just a natural thing.
I was going to ask you, like, what do you, or how do you describe your personality type and how you feel like that aligns with your purpose or whatever it is that you've done so far?
I mean, man, I think I'm just a creative, and I feel like I'm a habitual creator, and it's hard for me to be boxed into one thing. Yeah. And so I always hated the term "stay in your lane."
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because you never know. You know what I'm saying? Like if this lane is like, you never know. So if I feel something, like the play. You know what I'm saying?
I was just about to ask you about the Views from Forever.
Views from Forever. That I've never ever written a play before. You know what I'm saying? Never. Me and my wife was just playing around with the voices and with the characters. And you know, this was immediately following the wedding, and everybody was, you know, bringing us to different places to be quote unquote relationship experts, and I didn't like being called that. You know? Because they're like, oh, we've been married for 6 months, and we're sitting in front of people that's been married for 30 years. Wow. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to sit here and tell them how they supposed to do their marriage. You know, so I was like, we do have stuff that we can give people, but I don't want to serve it to them this way. So I was like, oh, what about the characters? What about we should make a play where we can put this information. And then I just wrote it. You know what I'm saying? I wrote 3 scenes. Then we went and got other writers to come help, and then, you know, we collectively wrote the entire play.
That's dope.
My man's super humble. You were Grammy nominated twice. Hold on. You were Grammy nominated twice. Can you speak about that? So
it's this group called Soldier that's actually from here. They're a reggae group. They won Reggae Album of the Year, not last year but the year before. So the year before that, the 2 years before that, I was on their album. I was on 2 albums. Both of them were nominated for Grammys, which makes me Grammy nominated. I've toured with them. I've done 3 tours with them. Every tour was like 30 cities. You know what I'm saying? Sold out every show. Like, they a big deal. They a huge deal. Like, it's not here. You sell out in the Philippines, in Brazil, in Colombia. Like, they huge.
Absolutely. That's dope, man. Congratulations on that.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
So let's rewind a little bit, right? So I know that you also have a hit record here in the area, right? And this was with a group. The name of the group was Mumbo Sauce. I want to get into
I was a fan.
how did that group form?
So it formed a guy named Malachi Johns. They call him Reds. He was a guitar player for Northeast Groovers, and me and Northeast Groovers was family. And me and Hug and Maestro, we stayed in the house together. Like, we rented a house together. So Reds had this grand idea of having a all original go-go band. And he would come to me and be like, hey, look, I need you. I want you to be, you know what I'm saying, the rapper of this band. And initially I was like, nah, you know what I'm saying? Because it just didn't sound like it could happen. All original go-go band, everybody playing covers, and you know, Buck the Sister with all So I'm like, nah. So he just kept coming back. And so a year of, like, you know, asking me, he was like, okay, look, can you at least just write a song for me? I was like, all right, cool. He was like, here's the beat. So we went to the studio. I wrote the song. He was like, can you record it? I recorded the song. You know what I'm saying? Now he was like, all right, bet. And so he started, like, letting people hear it or whatever. And then I started listening to it, and I'm like, you know what I'm saying? He might
got
have something here. So this was, I think, 2004. So my mother passed away, and my mother, she passed away, and then I just had my son. So something was just speaking to me and was like, listen, this is a way for you to pay homage to your city, but also, get out your creative juices. Okay. And I kept hearing my mother say, look, do it, try it out, blah blah blah. So I told him I'd do it, and from there he just started, getting pieces of the band. Yeah. We was in the shelter or the shed for a year before anybody ever heard us. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We was in the shed just practicing for a whole year, and then all of a sudden you hear Miracles and Welcome to DC. And
now you wrote Welcome to DC?
Yeah, I wrote like 80% of Mumbo Sauce.
Man,
that's crazy, right?
Look, that was a banger for me. Like every time we had something at the family, I tell my uncle, if you do not put on Mumbo Sauce, you gonna go back and forth, because at the end of the day, I felt like with Miracles, I felt like that was a message song. I did not know it was a message song, but I did feel like it was something inspirational there. Yeah, so for me, it was like, dang, I really like that. So this got to be on the playlist, and then you gotta do Welcome to DC. Like who? Like we the best of it. Like come on.
Now let me ask you this. So I don't know what time this was, right? But there was a time where I guess it was the whole band hosted an open mic.
Nah, so it was Up and Up open mic.
Okay.
So Up and Up is I don't know if Godzilla. So Godzilla is a rap group from here, but there are also some dudes who they're brothers. They're all brothers. It's Truth. It's Ace, it's Victorious, it's Powerful, it's Divine. Like it's a whole slew of brothers with earthy names.
Okay.
They really like.
Really strong
I'm like that's like my family. Now. Like we real brothers and shit. So they used to throw parties and stuff at Morgan State because all of them went to Morgan State.
Okay.
And so when they came back home, Truth decided to throw open mic. So he went to the drummer of the band, who was Twink, and was like, hey look, I want to do an open mic, but I want a live band. So I want Mumbo Sauce to be the band. And so she was like, all right, cool. So, you know what I'm saying, we in rehearsal and Twink come downstairs and say, hey y'all, we gonna be the live band of this new open mic or blah blah blah. And I'm just sitting there and shit. I'm like, yo, like, y'all just kicked me out. Like, damn, what the hell am I going to do? You know what I'm saying? And she was like, well, they ain't asked about you. I was like, okay, so I'm feeling all sad. So I called Truth and was like, yo, what's up? Can I do something? Can I be the... He was like, yeah, you want a host? We could try you out for a host. I was like, all right, cool. So me and Vic, which is one of the brothers, we started hosting it. And it was just something that I was good at, and that joint lasted 5 years.
Wow. So what I'm gonna say about that is, I used to come up that joint and rap, right? So
plug it, bro.
It was so there was a lot of open. So for the music scene back then, right? It was a lot going on. There was a lot of open mics. You had Dre All Day in the Paint. Yeah. Had an open mic up at the Legend. That was a good one. It was also one at what they used to call it? They call it Pure now, but it was called something else.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
But you all had one of the best open mics, and the reason why, I'm not just saying it because he's here. I'm saying it because it really was, and I'm explaining the reason. Most of the open mics back then, when you on the music scene, was filled with dudes. It was dudes watching dudes perform.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean that's what it was, right?
Yeah.
But when you went to the other open mic, it was poetry.
Yeah.
It was comedy.
Diverse.
It was diverse. And not only that, as an artist, it feel good when I go up there. So you put your name on the list, right?
Yeah.
You might get your name called that night. You might not. Put your name on the list. They go through the joint. You know what I'm saying? They look through the joint and then they call you up.
Yeah.
Go up the joint. Now this is my favorite part as a musician, right? You start off with the beat playing, and then they so good at being musicians, they'll start turning the beat down and start playing your song. That was the dopest shit. That was dope. That was dope. That was a dope time. That open mic was dope.
Yeah.
Now, was this happening? So was Mumbo Sauce? Were y'all at this time when you were doing the open mic, hosting the open mic? Were you still playing in a band? Was it the same time frame?
I mean, the band was still together and we would play sporadically, but we were kind of in a how can I explain it? Well, open mic started. So Mumbo Sauce has an interesting story. At one point, you know, we would do East Coast tours with Soulja, because Soulja kind of took us under their wing. So we would go and do all of these East Coast tours, and you know, it was just beautiful. So we got offered an opportunity to go on a major tour with Soulja. And so from there, 2 members from the band, like a week before going, they quit. Wow. And so we had to get other people to fill in. When that happened, also I want to say this too, Malachi, who was the person that started the band, it was certain things that happened in which he was like, hey look, I'm gonna walk away. He thought that we were trying to overtake it or doing the cool or whatever. And so he was like, I'm walking away. And then all of the management duties came to me. I didn't want it. Like, I was an artist. I already told y'all how, you know what I'm saying? How, listen, I can't do all of these different tasks. So I would say when Malachi left, it started to go downhill because, you know, me personally, I couldn't take it. But during the Up and Up phase, we were already in like a dysfunction type of situation. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
We still in a drop of a dime. If we had a show, we can go and kill it. But as far as the logistics, the energy, and the wanting to practice and all of that, it just wasn't. That seems
to be a common thing with most go-go bands anyway.
Well, I think ours is kind of different because, I mean, so I think we're different in the sense of we were starving artists type of go-go band. Like, we were trying to break markets. Meaning that we would go to Delaware and play for $500 just to build up the market. And then we come back to Delaware and it's packed. You know what I'm saying? So we starting to get these different packed locations, but it's still not paying what somebody would get paid.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So when you're thinking about it, you have people in this band that has a mortgage. You know what I'm saying? You have people in this band that have kids. Have spouses. You know, so when you're trying to do this and you have all of these obligations, then it's kind of hard to, you know, it's kind of hard.
To keep it going.
That's tough. So that was what our situation was.
And it's always tough when you have multiple people, any group, anything more than just you. You might have just because personalities and just life itself, like you say, as growing, you know, you start to develop, start to get families and everything else. Life come with a lot, so I can understand how a lot of bands don't keep it together or, you know, break up, come back and stuff like that. Because life would do that. But Trey, I know you had some.
So can we pivot?
Okay,
because you entrepreneur. You got some things going on. So let me just think. So, your wife's podcast, right? Listen, I don't know who this is for. That is a fantastic podcast. Number one, and I'm not just saying that, you know, because you said to your wife a while ago on Friends Who Smash pod, I forgot what number it was, but you said to her that her superpower was her transparency. Right? From a micro level, me looking at both of you all, that's why both of y'all connect, because both of you all are very transparent. Right? And it's no filter there, but it's extremely wholesome at the exact same time. Because she reminds me of my sister or like one of my cousins in my family, right? So I can just laugh out loud at what she does. So first of all, I don't know who this is for. It's a fantastic pod. But you did episode 6 with Bear Witness. Bruh, all jokes aside, I'm not even playing with you right now. That episode should be played for men, like just men, period. Because older men, younger men, because what you did, you were sitting in a room with he's the father of your stepdaughter,
my bonus daughter,
right? Of your bonus daughter, So for you to sit and talk to him about not even differences, you were just being honest and he was being honest back. Can you talk a little bit about that episode, because it was fantastic.
So, how it came about was my wife wanted to do because like you said, she's transparent, so
yes.
she wanted to have him on the podcast, and her and him do it, and they have a conversation about, just how they got through it or whatever. And I suggested that I interview him because I feel like men need to see it. And also it took us a minute to get to where we are now. It wasn't
overnight.
It wasn't overnight. And I think that people need to see that, because so one of my best friends, man, I was talking to him. This was a long time ago, and he lets me know all the time. But we were talking about if our child was around another man, like you know what I'm saying. And he was like, man, fuck that, blah 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 blah. Yeah. I was like, I don't understand that.
Right.
Me personally, I don't understand that. When the mother of my son, when she got in a relationship, she told me about it, or my son told me about it, and I asked her, give me the number. And so I called him. I was like, hey, look, let's meet for drinks or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mind. I actually welcome another man to be around my son if he's solid.
True.
Yeah.
True.
You know what I'm saying? That's the whole point. I just need you to be solid. I need to know who you are and what you're pouring into my son, because I need the village. You know what I'm saying? It can't just be me. And it's no way, if I'm doing my job, it's no way I can be insecure.
Absolutely.
True.
My son will never look at another man as if he's his father.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm in his life, I'm going to always be there. But I'm going to tell my son, hey, learn from that man. You know how to do this. I don't know how to do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That man changed mufflers. I've never,
Right.
hey, look, learn that. You know what I'm saying? He knows hacking, whatever.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? He's more level-headed in certain things.
Right.
Like, so I just thought it was important that me and Bear sat down and had this conversation, because a lot of growth has happened between the both of us in order for us to get to the space now where Bear, that's my man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think that is very commendable that men can actually get together and agree for the sake of the kid. I think that that's very powerful for the kid as well, because look at it. You got this role model here, you got this role model here. You know what I'm saying? And the outcome for the kid will be a little bit more better. It don't have to be a whole lot of stuff that's going on in between that. So I'm a firm believer in getting the parents together.
Well, I say this, man. To me, it's beyond commendable, because it takes so much a level, like how you speaking. That's really mature. You know what I mean? Honestly. And I know I'm not saying I couldn't do it.
I was about to say God still working on you.
Well, no, it's not that. I would have to go through it in order to really be able to. But I'm not on no Well, no. If I was younger, it might have an issue or whatever. But I can understand men have egos, and it's tough. I have a 6-year-old, and I can't imagine another man, yes, having a village, but I couldn't imagine another man, him living in a house with another man, and he's helping him raise, raising them basically like that. But I know life happens like that, you know what I mean?
But let me ask you this though. If, you know what I'm saying, and let's take you out of the equation, because I believe speaking stuff, So if someone's child is in another home with the mother, and the husband or the boyfriend is there, it's inevitable that person is going to help raise that child directly or indirectly.
For sure.
Even if he doesn't interact with that child, that child will see the way this person moves.
For sure.
So it really doesn't, you have no, it's only proper for you to, you know what I'm saying, to actually vet out the situation.
Yeah.
Because either way, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
it is.
You know what I'm saying? Like we can try to protect our child as much as we want, but the truth be told, that man or the child is going to be influenced by so many things outside of your presence.
For sure.
And if you can do your due diligence to just make sure that the presence that he's in outside of you is more of what you want him to see, then you know you're doing your job. You know what I'm saying? And that's just and it takes a great amount of listen, I don't want to make it sound like me and Bed just, you know what I'm saying, it was like boom, voila. It took some time. It took some, you know what I'm saying, grits. You know what I'm saying? It took some of that. It took some. I don't want to talk to you. Know what I'm saying? It took all of that. It took all of that. But we got there, man.
It's really important for black men to see the end result through communication.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah. Even if it took 4 or 5 years for you to get to that point, you're showing us the end result, and you showing how you can grow as two human beings from there. Because you know the father still be in love with the mother, and she trying to move on, and then all that unnecessary drama starts. But for you to make that phone call to your other child, for you to make the phone call, you are controlling his actions. Right? Because it's going to be hard for you to hate on me, and I called you out of respect as a man, and I invited you out. That's hard for... I'm like, damn, I was trying to hate on him. You invited me out? Fuck that. All right, I'm going to go. You know what I mean? And then he sees you. He feels that you... And you don't know what his background is. Right? But you are still in control of the situation for your child. This man's going to be around my child. So let me be close enough to him so I can influence him while he's around my child.
Yeah, for sure.
That's dope. I appreciate that, man. I look at it like just think about that, like toxic situation, right? A woman or a man, we get excited when two women, you know what I'm saying, like it's in us, you know what I'm saying. We may not like it at the moment, cut it out, y'all break it. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that two women are sitting here fighting over you like, I'm like that.
That's not funny. That's not funny.
And some women too. You know what I'm saying? Women too, right? But just think about the daughter. Think about my daughter, who is looking at it like, damn, these niggas came together because of me. They put down their ego, they put down their pride, they put down all of that for the sake of me.
That is honorable.
And that's love.
That right there,
for sure.
She'll always cherish that.
Absolutely.
Now, Don, I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna swing it to you. I'm gonna swing it to you real quick. So, in the opposite type of situation, right? Let's just say that it's a scenario. Instead of it's the two women. Do you think it's different for women to have done what they did? Do you feel like you could do that where you have a child and it's the opposite, and then it's time for you. It's time for you and the mom to talk to each other and do all that. Do you think that you're able to do something like that?
I've only had the luxury of doing that with one situation, and it was a pleasant situation. She actually wanted to meet me. Me personally, I don't get involved. You know what I'm saying? What you got going on over there, that's good for you. But when it comes to me and my child, as long as she's not being disrespectful to my child or putting my child in any harm's way, then we good.
You seem a little aggressive.
I'm not aggressive. I just don't like when a lot of women become defensive, thinking that we could possibly still have something going on or something like that. And that's where the problem comes into play a lot of the times with females. So in that situation that I was in, for her to come to me and be like, I've been wanting to meet you, and I was like, I put it out there a long time ago. I'm not the type of baby mama that say I need to meet who.
Right.
But I would have liked to meet her. Okay. And it was a really pleasant conversation. Other ones, it didn't go so well because either they thought that I still wanted their man or something like that, or they thought that, or they knew that their man still wanted me. Now that'd be the issue.
Okay. So, Black, can I ask you about the discipline portion?
Okay.
And when I say the discipline portion, right? So let's just say that you know, you, and it could be the real life one example. You all could have different ways of disciplining. So, and how do you feel about that portion about it? Like, you know,
I mean, she's a girl, so you know, there's a certain things that just is not in the equation. You know what I'm saying? Like put my hands on her and stuff like that. It's not in the equation. Thank God that she's a girl, because if it was a boy, it might be, you know what I'm saying? I'll be honest, it might be a little different, but because she's a girl, you know, it's just the discipline is different. But even with that, we have conversations. Like we've had three all hands on deck meetings.
Okay.
So that means
I like that.
she comes home from school and her mother, her father, and me are sitting in the living room. Sitting in the living room like, what you know, blah, blah, blah. And you know what I'm saying? So she knows that all of us, and then when I speak my mind different than him. Right. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not disrespectful, blah, blah. And so, you know, it's kind of, it just works well. Because he respects me and I respect him.
For sure.
That's how it should be.
And I respect his point of view and he respects mine.
Yes.
Like even when she used to, sometimes she would go to him and, well, she may still do, you know, go to him and have something to say about what I've said to her. You know what I'm saying? He'll be like, well, he may not have meant it this way, or he'll be like, you know what, he's right. You know what I'm saying? And she'll come to me the same thing. You know, and I'm like, yo, you know,
and that's rooted in the understanding that you have with him. So it'll be hard, you know what I mean, to make him think anything different than that. Did you have another question after that?
No,
quick. What is let's pivot again.
Okay, I'm cool.
Look, man, listen, you all.
He's a great pivoter. Always pivoting some shit.
What is in your creative process, right? What is Dear Black?
That's tight. You know what's tight about that is because I haven't done that in a long time, and I wanna start bringing it back. So Dear Black, first of all, I wanted to do like more speaking. Okay, you know what I'm saying. I want to. That's one of my desires, is to be a more present public speaker.
Okay.
So what I did was challenge myself, and also, you know what I'm saying, me being vulnerable, I have like insecurities that I deal with. Or I have things that I deal with on a regular basis that people don't really see, or they probably don't believe. You know what I'm saying? Because they think, whatever, I'm put together, I do all of this, I do all of that. So when I was saying Dear Black, I was speaking to Instagram about certain things, but in all honesty, I was talking to myself.
Got it.
But it was just things that I felt like other people can be, you know, they can relate to. Like I put up one today. Funny enough, I put up something today that just made me do it. But it was funny more so than, or not funny, but it just wasn't all deep. But I said that I was trying to see if everybody was like me. But when I go in front of somebody, right? Let's say I'm sitting there talking to somebody and they got like a mole right here, or they got, you know, ringing teeth, or they got, it's just something on their face that's just different. You know what I'm saying? I can't. You cannot look at it, bro. So it's like, and so I'm like, damn, do they see me looking at it? Like I saw this lady at 7-Eleven this morning. What made me do this, I was talking to her, and she had like this teeth that all of them was like, this, you know what? And I was sitting there talking to her, but the whole time I'm looking at the teeth, and I was like, dog. When I left out, I was like, I that was disrespectful.
You didn't bring it to her attention.
But stuff like that happens to me too. Like if somebody like
he don't like ashy ankles.
Yeah, like an ashy ankle, or like a or a long big foot. And the thing is that no, but seriously, but and I don't be trying to like, you know, because everybody got their thing, right? So it's not like I'm not the type like think I'm all perfect and look at you. It's not that, but it's like, damn, why I gotta focus on this? For real,
like you don't want to focus on it.
Yeah, but it's all acting like it's not there. Exactly. It's hard, like it's harder. Right?
Never mind me when I was looking at Uncle Buck Uncle Buck, I was watching that earlier where he was telling her like the mole he did get a cat to gnaw the little mole off her. When he saw her, he was like, "Oh dang, the mole." He went
right to it.
Yeah.
So he started
he's like,
speaking
bully.
Like, what am I supposed to do now?
That's what Dead Black was me, talking to myself.
Okay, so also with that, how did you get introduced to therapy, and how important is therapy in your life?
I got introduced to therapy through marriage. The Forever Duncan story. Hey,
hold on.
Before you get to the grandmother's house,
a little bit.
Before you get to the grandmother's house, when you get to the grandmother's house, you gotta go through the woods.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Before you kiss that frog and he turned into the Prince Charming, you gotta go through all of that. So, me and my wife been through it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. People look at the marriage like, it is what it is because we put the work in. But me and my wife was at one point talking about separation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Go walking, like not talking to each other for days on end and walking up the steps sideways so we don't touch each other.
That's how bad I tell you that.
So you know what I'm saying? We knew we had to go through therapy. So we went to individual therapy and then we went to collective therapy. The individual therapy, helped us see us a lot more. Because you can be as transparent as you want to be, but some things you kind of block off. So it made me deal with those different things, and it's very important because you don't know.
So with therapy, do you feel like therapy is like a lifetime thing, or do you feel like that once you resolve whatever your issues were, that you only need it when you need it, basically?
I think it's a mixture of both. So I think it's kind of like a car. You know what I'm saying? If you get in an accident and you get in a bad accident, you got to take it to the dealership or wherever to get the body work done, to get all of the stuff done to it, to get it back to a functioning vehicle. But then you also gotta go get your brakes changed. You gotta go get oil changes. You gotta go get your liquids topped off. You gotta go get new tires. So I think it's a mixture of both. But I think the first thing you have to do is go and get all of it done. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get the car rebuilt. And then it makes it easier for the oil changes and the replacing wheels and stuff like that. But if you don't go do that, then you just putting wheels on a broke car.
I think therapy is very, very good.
It was dope. Your wife celebrated a birthday, but at the same time, it was like a fundraiser where you were raising money for mental health awareness.
It was for Angie. She used to be on the radio. Now she is the creative director of, I don't want to get it wrong, WHUT. Yeah, she's the creative director there. And so she was holding a mental health thing where she is raising money. It's college is cool. It's her organization. So they raising money for mental health awareness and helping to send kids to school for that. So that we can have more black people into mental health.
That's dope.
So she asked me and my wife to host it. We had like Tony Lewis, Autumn Joy, Quicksilver, all of them there, and we raised a lot of money and a lot of awareness.
Quicksilver, that's a good segue because you're on a reality
TV star.
We got so you part of a reality show called, what's the name of it?
Love and Marriage DC.
Love and Marriage DC, right? And I guess you're on there as friends of a couple, right?
Friends of the show.
Okay. Now, first thing I want to ask is, how did that come about, and were you immediately like, I'm with it?
So I'm gonna give a disclaimer. We can talk about it. I don't have no problem. Fuck that show. All the time. Let me say that. Fuck that show. Fuck that show. We it was 2 seasons, halfway through the season. So we filmed for I don't know how long we filmed for, 6 months.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was season 2 and 3.
Okay.
Is what we filmed. So me and my wife, because we were filming while they were showing certain joints.
Okay. Okay.
So, and that normally doesn't happen in reality TV.
Yeah.
So me and my wife just didn't like the setup of it, and so we quit before the 3rd season.
y'all.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
but it was already.
Oh, they had okay.
Yeah, it was already filming, so they, but we let them know that we no longer wanted to be a part of it. So we sent in our resignation. But of course, the 3rd season came out. Initially, we were excited about it. You know what I'm saying? I'll be honest. We were definitely excited about the opportunity. How it came was, Winter, who was on season 1, she had a song called, she made like a little mantra during this episode called "Sign My Papers." Like she was singing that to her husband. To her ex-husband, telling him to sign the papers to get a divorce.
Yeah.
So they wanted to, because it took off, they wanted her to make a song out of it. So someone called me and was like, "Yo, can you produce the song for her?" I was like, "Sure." "Can you write the song?" Blah blah blah. So I wrote the song. We went to the studio, got it done. Then the 2nd season comes along, and they're trying to find different people for the show, and we were pitched for the show. So we were excited, but they were stringing us along. Whether we would be friends of the show or main cast, like all of this different stuff. But we were just excited because we thought that, first of all, it will help us to build our brand. You know what I'm saying? Get more recognition and all of that. And me and my wife do a lot, so we just thought that it would be a good platform or a good thing to help our platform. But shit was whack.
So with that experience, would that deter you from another opportunity of doing reality TV?
I wouldn't do that reality TV.
Okay.
Like, I'm not doing no fucking gossip type of I'm not doing, because that's not our brand.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like our brand has never been that. We've always been about like healing and transparency and helping people, and you know what I'm saying, helping marriages, and you know what I'm saying, we got a play that helps a marriage. We do marriage retreats and all this type of stuff. But we on this show and it's trying to break couples up, or you know what I'm saying, talk slick about this person or that, or come up with fucking lies and shit like that. So it's like, man, this is just not our brand. So we wouldn't be a part of another reality show that is based off of that type of reality.
Something positive.
Well, it don't even have to be positive. It just can't be that negative. You know what I'm saying? It can't be that. That's it. But we could be a part of. We'll do reality TV again. Just not that shit.
I wanted to. Look now. We didn't go on over everything else, but I wanted to go into, because I know you have done so many interviews in regards to how you got married and the way you got married. I want to know, what was your inspiration behind that? What made you say, look, I gotta do this and do it in this way? Because that's something I think every female on this earth will want. When it comes to getting married, like that right there, I was like, look, if ain't nobody coming to me like that, I don't want it.
Well, like what? Describe what happened.
Look. This man got engaged and married on the same day, and I was upset because I wasn't invited.
What?
Oh, that's why you really want. Hey, that's what you want. You want to know that. You want to know why you want to invite.
I heard about it. I couldn't make it, but anyway, I would like for you to kind of like give these men like a little bit of what happened. What was your inspiration behind that, man?
You about to be real disappointed. I'm about to tell you. You about to be real disappointed.
Why about to be disappointed?
Watch this. We been practicing celibacy for 10 months, so my real inspiration was pussy. I told you was gonna be real disappointed.
I'm not disappointed. I'm gonna tell you, I'm not disappointed. Why? Because you still waiting. You know what I'm saying? We had a discussion about waiting.
real though.
I love that inspiration still.
Nah,
If he want it bad enough, put a ring on it.
So I'll be honest. I mean, I just knew. You know what I'm saying? Me and her. So before me and her started messing with each other, I just got out of a 6-year relationship.
Wow.
And prior to that, I was in a 6-year relationship.
Okay.
And the way that I went from one 6-year relationship to another one was kind of foul. You know what I'm saying? Like, the mother of my child didn't deserve what I did to her. Like, I actually cheated on her to be with someone else. And then me and this someone else ended up being together for a long period of time. So me being a conscious guy that always aided me. You know what I'm saying? And so once this 6-year relationship ended, and it ended, I won't get into detail, but it ended to where, you know, I karma. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Karma for me. After that, it was like, yo, I can't keep, you know what I'm saying? The next person that I deal with, I'm gonna make sure that they the one, like, and I'm gonna be unapologetically me. Meaning I'm gonna say everything that I want to say. I'm gonna do everything that I want to do around. We was just talking about farting earlier. Nigga, if you can't take me farting around you, then you're not the one for me. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like,
maybe that's why I'm not remarried
yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing all of this. So, you know, when I started dating my wife, I was real, just transparent and honest, and we've been through, you know, a lot. Like, you know, one time we've broken up 4 or 5 times because I was just honest. One time she told me she loved me, and this was when we was just, you know, smashing. I told her, I said, I feel uncomfortable with you telling me that. You know what I'm saying? Could you please, like, you know, cuss me out, left out. We ain't talked to 2 or 3 months because I'm not chasing you. Because I said that I'm gonna be completely myself. I'm just gonna, I didn't say anything that I thought was, I didn't say, don't say that like I said it real. But she took it the way she took it and ran. And so then we got back together. Then she wanted to meet my son. I said, you know, I'm not really, you know, I'm not ready for you to meet my son. She got pissed and cussed me out again. We talked for 2 or 3 months.
That's usually in the reverse. With the guy wanting to meet
right now, I'm like, and then even when we started, I told her I don't want to have sex with you. Like, I wanna get to know you. I ain't trying to jump into it. You know what I'm saying?
Clip about that, bro. That clip that she made was hilarious.
But that's real though.
Yeah. So we go through all of that, and then finally I realized that, damn, like, she's growing through the process, and so am I. You know, so I see her, you know, like, seeing, okay, this ain't the same type of nigga that I normally deal with. He's telling me the truth. You know what I'm saying? I gotta learn how to deal with this kind of communication, blah blah. And I'm like, yo, this new for me to be telling the truth of the whole. You know what I'm saying? So, long story short, man, I just knew that she was gonna be my wife. So I went on tour. I had to go on tour for 3 months, and it was before the new year. And we would talk every single day. What people don't know is like tour life it's not what it's cracked up to be. Like, you on a fucking bus, you wake up, you're in another city, you hurrying up to wait. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do sound check. You go eat, and then you got like 2 to 3 hours to kill, but you can't really do nothing. You know what I'm saying? So all I did was talk to her. Wow. Like, we just talked and talked and talked for 3 months. And I was like, you know what? When I come home, you know, I want to go to premarital class, and I also want to practice celibacy.
Okay.
You know, and she was like, I bet. So I came home at the beginning of the year. We started practicing celibacy. We went to the class. And from that point on, I knew that was going to be my wife. So I was like, man, why am I going? There's no point in proposing and then waiting. Because I already know.
You already know.
Yeah. So how can I do this all in the same day? And so I just put the plan together, and it just
My God.
And it was dope because it's all on video.
It's so beautiful.
That's super dope.
And just to see how she was so elated
shocked, right?
and things of that nature. That really touched me, yo.
And then I see y'all do the Fox 5. So just to let y'all know, he does the Commander song every week. You know what I'm saying?
See, the bands ain't got a song.
You know,
we don't deserve a song. We don't deserve a song right now.
Every week, and that's so dope. And I wanted to ask you, man, y'all are like and I get it, right? I'm married. I've been married for what? I better get it right.
You better get it right.
22 years.
12 years. 13 years, right? 12 years.
Congrats.
And,
That's dope.
and I know, you know, what it is to, you know, the ups and downs and just learning each other and being transparent. And one of the things that you were saying that resonated with me is being able to be my complete self.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that made me, you know, sometimes when you're younger, you're not yourself if you try to impress a female or, you know, like I used an example before. She might say, I don't like people who smoke. You smoke, but you want to act like you don't. So you say, I don't
It's gonna
smoke
come
like
out
that.
eventually.
Like shit. Right? So
And then you spraying yourself down. You eat 3 sticks of gum. You gotta change the clothes.
that she smell is that.
all that shit. So I get that part, right? So and I love how you are as a couple, and it's a great example. And it's good. It's like, you know, you still real with it. No, we not perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A marriage is a marriage, but you all are still a great example, in my opinion. And I've seen you all on get on Fox 5 a few times. How did that Fox 5 relationship start?
I mean, so me and my wife have been prominent figures, or I guess you can say prominent figures in the DMV for before we got together.
Yeah.
Like my wife she had her own modeling agency.
That's dope.
She was like, one of them girls. She was that girl.
Yeah.
You know, she was one of the, I wanted to smash. I ain't even know. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. I ain't know.
They made it happen.
Yeah. So and then me with Mumbo Sauce. Mumbo Sauce has been, you know, we've been
for sure.
You know, we already had a following, and then when the wedding happened, it just went crazy. Like this is like over 100 million views worldwide.
It just blew you out.
All in America, TDJ, Creflo, it was just crazy. So, you know, from that point on, Fox 5. So it was a lady who worked at Fox 5.
Okay.
I called her before the wedding. I said, hey, this is what's happening. If you want to bring the cameras, you know what I'm saying? You can. She kind of shunned me. You know, not shunned me, but just ignored the opportunity. Yeah. And so, you know, then it goes viral, and now everybody's like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, can you come here? Can you come here? Blah, blah, blah. So I think Fox 5 knew that or she may have knew that she dropped the ball. Yeah. And so she went to them, and they gave us our own little reception.
Okay, I got you.
Because we never had a reception. So they did a reception on air where they surprised us with a cake. They surprised us with like some food, a whole little spread or whatever. And they did they surprised us while we were at the studio. Like they came in the green room with cameras and then walked us in, surprise, and blah blah blah. So ever since then, you know, we've had a relationship with Fox, but we've had a relationship with, you know, everyone, with the radio stations as well, you know.
Yeah, bro. Now we could go on for rounds with you, but I know my little battery part too. Right? But before we go, like I always like to leave on something positive, man. And you can plug anything you want or whatever.
Absolutely.
But I just wanted you to just before we go, give your opinion on just real quickly, single life versus married life, and would you what advice would you give for married couples?
That's loaded. Single life versus married life. I mean, of course, they're two different things, and I think that both of them are required in life in general. I think that you need to be single so that you can learn who you are. You know, you need to be in the company of yourself, because I think you know who you are by knowing who you're not. You know what I'm saying? So you need to develop that yourself so that when you do get in a relationship with someone, as we mentioned before, you're not acting who you think this person wants. You're really being you completely. And then I also think that showing up completely you in a relationship is how you find your one. If you come with some BS or you come with a representative, then you're going to get someone who is going to be in love with your representative. And sooner or later, you don't want to perform no more. You know what I'm saying? If I'm sitting there faking for 2 years, look, I'm not faking no more. I done held holding my farts too long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
You the one that's been doing it the whole time. But you get that shit no more, man. Fuck all that.
So I just think that I think that the work is you initially doing the work when you're single, but don't get it twisted. The hardest thing that you could ever do in life is get married. The reward is amazing, but the hardest thing that you can ever do is get married, because you are merging your life with someone,
your whole life,
your entire life. I'm talking about they come before everyone. Regardless of if you believe it or not, they come before everyone. That person is supposed to be with you to the day you die. Your mother's not gonna be with you to the day you die. Your kids ain't gonna be with you to the day you die. Like I'm talking about side by side. They're gonna be there to help you, but to hear your pains and you know what I'm saying, it's just, man. So
talk to them.
I just think that and with that comes a lot of growth. It comes a lot of hard work. It comes a lot of hard work for everyone, for everyone that's involved. So if you want to get married, I put something up before where it's just certain things that you can't be. If you want to be married, you can't be selfish. If you want to be married, you can't be someone who doesn't compromise. If you want to get married, you can't be someone who doesn't see wrong in yourself. You can't be someone with a tremendous ego. You know what I'm saying? You can't. It's so many different things that you cannot be if you want a healthy marriage, and that's the hardest part, but it's super rewarding.
Well, I just want to thank you, man. Seriously, like I really appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Coming to be a guest on our pod, man.
Thank y'all for having me, man.
Really
this is fun. This is real fun.
Okay, cool. So it's fun. So we gotta come back.
We gotta get right here.
You just said,
dog. Look, I had no problem. Okay, I had no problem at all. Dog. This was really fun. I'm not just. I'm honest.
Well, can I ask you one more question before we go? Right. Do you think that people think that you're different now because now you got like a little fame behind your belt a little bit, and how's the reception
Black people
with
use
that?
little and the most disrespectful. We use little and the most.
See, I don't see me the way people see me. I was telling my wife the other day, like, first of all, my accomplishments, the things that I've done it's a blessing, but I don't necessarily hang my hat on that. And my wife be mad at me. She was like, "You just be too humble. Like you don't be sticking your chest out. Like you know what I'm saying. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show me." But I don't, right? And so I really don't notice that. But the other day I was telling my wife, I was like, "Dog, sometimes I go places and I feel like I'm in a fishbowl." You know what I'm saying? Because I see people looking at me. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's kind of weird. Like I'm just normal. You can say what's up. We can chop it up. Like, look, nigga, you probably Don't get it twisted. My bills, they crucial. You know what I'm saying? My fucking life is crucial. Don't get it twisted. All of these accomplishments, nigga, that some of them don't pay. They don't pay at all. You know what I'm saying? So, some people may say that, but it is what it is. I guess it comes with the territory.
Yeah.
Well, that's that. We part every week on Podbean. So
7 p.m.
Download the app. 7 p.m. every Wednesday. Follow us on Instagram at the Rec Room Pod.
How y'all come up with the name?
Man, that's a long story. So to keep it short,
shout out to Black.
Shout out to Black.
Another black. Is he black? Is he black? Is he dark?
Yeah, he dark.
The two blacks.
My man better not be no light skin.
He came up with the name, and he's like a guest of the pod, affiliated with the pod. He came up with it. And that's how, and we end up just kind of keeping it stuck.
Shout out to Black.
Yeah, it kind of stuck. You can follow us on IG at the Rec Room Pod. Once you follow us, click on our YouTube page, and then the link in the bio. and then you'll see the the on-camera episodes. As I always say, everybody is a part, but everybody isn't us. See you next time.
That part. Yeah.
Peace.
Oh, now we really in the rec room.